As Britain marks the 10th anniversary, I know, does it seem like 10 years? The 10th anniversary of the London bombings, people in the UK are being reminded the threat of another attack is as great as ever. Europe correspondent Melissa Davies joins us from London. Mel, there have been some interesting ways of marking this 10th anniversary, haven't there?
Yeah, one of the main things on Twitter has been a hashtag walk together, where people have been getting off perhaps a stop earlier than they normally would and walking the rest of their journey, just as a gesture to say that they're thinking of the victims of the 7/7 bombings 10 years ago. So people have been posting pictures of their shoes as they go along and do that. There was a minute's silence at 11:30 in which all buses that were en route or pulled over. There was a minute's silence on the underground as there was an announcement there as well. Otherwise, people, I mean, they're getting on with their daily commute as normal. I think people... Yeah, but even the year after or the months after, people were saying, look, it can't change the way we commute, but it does change the way we think about it, perhaps, and change our awareness of suspicious behaviour.
Well, and the point was made at the time, and everyone knows this point, that obviously if you do change your life as a result of it, then the terrorists have won, haven't they? David Cameron has spoken about the terror threat being as high as ever.
Yeah, he has said that the threat from terrorism continues to be as real as it is deadly, and he's been making a lot of these kind of murmurings in recent days. But I think his comments, while, you know, they're echoed by authorities and counter-terrorism police chiefs, they should also be seen in the context that he wants the government to approve attacks on Syria. This is something which he brought into Parliament a couple of years ago and really failed miserably because he miscalculated what the opposition would vote for. So I think he's saying this to kind of gauge what their feeling is now and whether that's something he'd be able to put on the table again.
Right. All right, let's move on to Greece. And you have to know this, and I think you know it already, Mel, I am so over Greece. I think, unlike many people, I have Greece in perspective. So basically, in a nutshell, nothing has changed since their referendum. It is bad business as usual in Greece. But on the ground, the country genuinely is running out of cash, and it's affecting tourism.
Yeah, I think I found that in Athens it seemed to be kind of business as usual, but it's a different story coming from those outer islands where, you know, tourism is essential to their daily life. And I was talking to a woman on the plane back home from Athens to London, and she says she's got many friends who work in the resorts on those islands, and they're all saying, look, they feel like they're close to having to turn people away who've actually booked holidays because they just don't have resources, basic things like toilet paper and the ability to pay their
they don't have enough money to buy food to put food on the table.
Yeah, so people who have actually booked their holidays, although many people are cancelling because they're worried about, particularly, there's a security concern with pickpockets. When you're telling tourists to take enough cash to cover your whole trip, you know, you become a bit of a target.
Yeah, all right. So we will continue to watch the space, and it'll continue to be in the news and everything, and really nothing will continue to happen. All right, Oxford University graduate has launched the world's first, well, according to some, the world's first chivalrous dating website. Now, a lot of people think that chivalry is dead, in fact, outdated and sexist.
Yeah, this website has caused, you know, quite a controversy on Twitter, as Twitter likes to do. This university graduate, I must point out she's a female, has set up a website called Chivalry Not Dead, and it's, I guess, an alternative dating website. She says that all other dating websites are about just hooking up. This one, only a male can make the first approach, so females are blocked. If it's not about hooking up, what's
it about if it's not about hooking up?
Well, it's about romance.
Oh,
romance.
God, romance. Cool. It is old-fashioned.
Yeah, I think there's a difference.
Oh, really? You're you know, you're in a very small club if you think there's a difference.
Well, yeah, no, I think this site is at least saying that the people that join up to it perhaps are looking at their first date as a traditional first date.
So the females on this site are blocked from actually having any say in the first instance, aren't they? It's only the male can actually organise the date and prepare everything, like in the old-fashioned days.
That's right. The females can send a handkerchief icon to say that they're interested, but they can't actually make the first move as such.
Yes, a little lace hanky. Fantastic, Melissa. Well, you let me know how that goes. That's Melissa Davies, your correspondent.